Hey everyone, this is my channel, Dazzle You Does Paranormal 2. These are several entities and UFOs I spotted in the clouds in a lightning storm. But you have to realize there was no rain and it was just flashing on a night where I was watching football, and I just pulled over to the side of the road and four lights going around in a circular pattern. Also, above it looks like a circular pattern, like it was whizzing around. There's also a cloud formation, but you can kind of see the lights going around. When you zoom across, we can see the diamond figure and also the yellow figure, darker figure. Seems to be a blotch, almost like a diamond figure in the sky. And I took some photographs of the my videos, and I just wanted to go over some things, but I'm not going to start you off with the UFOs or the beautiful angelic thing. I'm going to start you off with the Lost City. Okay, so as I explained to you, there was a lightning storm. Each one of these flashes, there was like a different scene over a 10-minute period. And um, the first one I'm going to go into is the Lost City, which is appears to be like a mirage. And if we're going to a actual mirage, it would be over something over water, something like this. And it would also be during the evening time and other things too. So I'm going to go into all that and some several things of UFOs. Okay, okay, this is Dazzle You Does Paranormal. This is the Lost City, which I like to refer to. As you can see, it appears to be a mirage over the sun. The bottom reflection is the same as the top, and there's some city. It looks like a city type of buildings sticking out, almost like Jacksonville. The front of it looks like some kind of landing port or like a locomotive, like a towing thing. You can almost imagine something like Thor, like a long golden bridge just pulling it across. But we can see these straight up structures. So if I were to go ahead and do some drawing here, let's see here. The buildings would be right here. As you can see, almost and right up is what looks like the towing mechanism. And I can see this cloud blow over it. And I'm gonna get into the UFOs and other things too. And even the bottom part of it kind of looks like a mirage of the top part of it, almost, but at a different angle, almost like in the reverse. And you can see this cloud over it, but you can see these tall buildings. Well, the Lost City apparently appears. There's two types. One appears over water, and there's a part. Okay, this is Dazzle You. So I'm going into the Cloud City on my first scene here, and as I explained earlier, there were several like sticking up structures. Now, a lot of people can say that clouds are very different, but also they can also be very same to structures. And I'll get into UFOs later on here in just a second in other photographs. But right here, okay, so all of a sudden the image of the cloud has changed, and we can see a structure where this other thing is that goes straight up and has a tower on it like this. Another one that goes over and then has a tower on it like that. You see them two up here? And the other structures over here seem to be kind of getting lost in the next sequence of storms, and this one has actually lost form over here. But all of a sudden, this city appears like another city is appearing back in the clouds as we go in and as we go out the lost city. Now let me get into the UFO. Okay, this is Dazzle U does Paranormal 2. This is one of my first UFOs. There's a bright light, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the lightning, it all shines around it. Dazzle U does Paranormal. All of a sudden, there's a bright light, and there's a lot of lighting shining around it, even though there's a lot of lightning. It could be a star or other things that just show up, but with all the lightning coming off continuously for over 10 minutes, there is a bright star which might appear to be a UFO. In the next sequence of events on Dazzle U Does Paranormal 2, the light gets to be about 3 lights brighter, and also seems to be giving off the same array. Could be another possible UFO. As we look at the photograph, there are now 3 lights flashing where lightning was flashing. Seems to be very odd. And undoubtedly more UFO sightings to come. Now for the grand finale, Dazzle U Does Paranormal 2. There are several UFO sightings in this last photograph. The first thing you have to notice is that there's a diamond-shaped bright light right where the lightning was flashing. And again, there is a very unusual yellow shape underneath it. There are also several lights into the photograph that are in a circular round pattern. If we look at the first set of rounded lights, we would be seeing the set of rounded lights located right here of 3 lights or 4 lights going around in a circular pattern. Also above it looks like a circular pattern like it was whizzing around. There's also a cloud formation, but you can kind of see 3 lights going around. If we zoom across, we can see the diamond figured and also the yellow dark figure. It seems to be a blotch, but almost like a diamond figure in the sky, as if it was a UFO. There might be another UFO or two around into the clouds as we looked around and seen some other figures too. The original photograph where the UFOs were spotted, and you can see the 3 round lights clearly here. And you can also see the diamond shape, the yellow shape, and 3 other round lights in the sky, maybe 4. You have to realize that when in a circular pattern, the lights on the side seem to get closer together, which would mean that these will be in a circular pattern, 3 to 4 lights each, high in the sky, while lightning was striking with the diamond and other things as well. Okay, the second series here appears to be like a Milky Way that appears out of nowhere. As you can see here, there is what appears to be like a Milky Way that appears out of nowhere. and several stars above it, not including some other weird stars, what appears to be like a Milky Way above it. Very strange anomaly. This is what I like to refer to as a wolf anomaly. It has some eyes and a weird cut in its chin and two eyes, and I can move them across the screen. It appears to be like a wolf. Alright, this is one of the. Okay, this is Dazzle U. This is one of the more beautiful anomalies. As you can see, the goddess, I'm getting closer to the UFOs, but there's also what appears to be a UFO in this photograph. As beautiful as she is, there's one bright shining star in the side that's almost even with her. And we're going to go into that bright shining star. Dazzle U. This appears to be like a swimming dolphin up here, and it is also another anomaly in the middle of the tree, and also maybe like an. Okay, this is Dazzle U does Paranormal 2. We're getting closer to the UFOs. You can see another lady appear over here in the tops of the trees with a bright light and another lightning flash. Okay, this is Dazzle U does Paranormal 2. Right here we can see a weird Indian looking thing, but what I like about this picture is that there's also like a little egret ducking down right here next to the Indian. As you can see, it looks like to be an Indian figure right next to an egret, looking very beautiful. Dazzle U does Paranormal 2. Alright, this Dazzle U does Paranormal 2. In this flash lightning scene, we can see the lady move up in the trees, and you can see her hair dwindling through in her whole wardrobe. A ghost, possible figure that's up in the trees as the lightning flashed, with some other weird entities behind her, and some weird flashes of yellow, turquoise, pinks, yellows, and greens. You can see her hair almost braided up in a straight line across, and she's wearing an old dress and dressed in the middle of the scene. This is what I like to call too as one of the pirate ladies and ghost entities of the river of the St. John's. You can totally see her hair as she is in the trees. And this is what I like to call an old ghost pirate entity. You can see her hair dwindling in the trees. She is right here, right in the middle. But another thing I like about this photograph is as the lightning comes in at the very top, it appears to be something with very big wings and a very long neck flying through the sky. And it also appears to be dragging something. It could be just another part of something that's coming out from all this lightning and these storms, entities, dinosaurs, and other things too.